unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Shakur Stevenson says it's weak for Ryan Garcia to fight Tank and then complain every step of the way about weight. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Shakur Stevenson says in an interview with Fight Hype, quote, "I look at this fight as the biggest fight in boxing, but I wouldn't say it's the best fight. I wouldn't say it's the best fighting the best. I think Tank is one of the best for sure." So right then and there, it shows that he believes that Ryan Garcia is probably not on the level. And he says that. He says, I don't think Ryan is on that level where I can call him the best, but I can still look at it and say it's the best fight in boxing that could be made. Hopefully the fight will be good as the hype. Shakur Stevenson goes on, and he was being asked about the rehydration clause, the catch weight. He says, quote, "I don't want to hear that ish. He signed up for it. When you sit down and sign the contract, they say, you got the rehydration clause, and you say, yes. And you can't get on a press conference and keep going everywhere and complaining about it. That's weak to me because you signed that." Ooh, who else has been saying the same thing? See, boom, you never know. You just never know. That's what you wanted. That's the only thing I don't respect about that. I don't want to hear that ish because once you sign that contract, you're doing what you have to do to make the fight happen. So there ain't no complaining. When I signed the contract knowing that Oscar Valdez was getting more money than me, I didn't complain about the ish. You didn't hear me up there. Well, I took the no, it happened, cool, on to the next. Now I put myself in a better situation for bigger money. I don't agree with complaining about that ish when you signed it. If you didn't want to sign it, you should have sat there and negotiated for something else. You should have negotiated for a higher weight, maybe, or no rehydration clause. I should have been okay with your decision, but now it looks bad. You keep complaining. It looks like an excuse before the fight. You're given an excuse. So how confident are you going into the fight with that on your back? He says a whole lot in just a few sentences. Now, I personally think Shakur Stevenson is cooking. You guys heard the quotes. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. But everything he said was exactly what I've been telling you on the channel. You can't sign up. Like, first of all, we know Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and Ryan and Tank were in negotiations last year. And both sets, even though they're different fights, both sets of those negotiations, they stretched for several months. So what type of team do you have if you sign on to fight him after months of deliberation and going back and forth, and you're obviously not happy with the deal because you keep saying, oh, you're trying to drain me, you're trying to weaken me, you want me at a disadvantage, at a handicap, things like that. So it's a bad look on your whole team as well, because they're supposed to be negotiating on your behalf in good faith, and you don't really sound thrilled about the deal that you have if you keep complaining about talking points and bulletin points from the deal. Versus like for example, let's say Floyd Mayweather. And I love using Floyd as an example because he did so many things right, especially when we're talking about in the ring, but also the business of boxing. And the reality of it is this: you have never ever heard Floyd Mayweather, really at any stage of his career, but definitely when he was Money Mayweather and he was branded, you never heard Floyd Mayweather ever complain about, oh, I didn't get the pay that I wanted, or I'm not happy with the weight I'm fighting Canelo at, and things like that. The whole purpose of having a great team and an advisor and all these people, management, is to have people in your corner that negotiate in good faith. Like, it's like these rappers. These rappers don't know legalese. They don't know how to read, law. So what do? They get a good lawyer who can show them the ropes, and that's their arena. Like, you go to the studio and you lay tracks down. That's what you do. But these lawyers, they study law, they pass the bar, and that's who you get. So you get people on your team who have strengths that are most likely your weaknesses, and that's what makes a good team. But you're bumbling about if your team negotiates something, you take the fight, you announce the fight, you do a press conference, and then you constantly complain about it. So I agree with Shakur Stevenson. In fact, this is what I was saying before he even did this interview on the channel. So Ego Stradamus strikes again. It is a terrible look. If you're not happy with the deal, then you shouldn't have took the deal. You should have waited longer or whatever, but you don't take the deal and do a press conference and all these things only to complain every step of the way about the deal. I would liken that because I'm the best in the business when it comes to this boxing talk. I know I make it look pretty. I make it look so good. I make it look easy. And I'm also the king of analogies. So here's an analogy for you. If you try to get a job at Costco and they say, we want to hire you on for $15.50 per hour, that's your hourly wage. And you say, oh, heck yes, sign me up. And then you go and do the cotton swabs and the drug tests. You complete training, and then you get on the floor to work at Costco as this cashier or as this stock boy or cart loader or whatever your position is at Costco for the $15.50 that you negotiated. And then you're like, man, I'm pulling these carts. It's nice and hot outside. I don't have no help, and I'm only making $15.50. I want more money. No. That's not how it works. You negotiated that pay scale, and you said for this wage, I would be willing to work at Costco, and my availability is X, Y, and Z for $15.50. That's how negotiations work. So in reference to Ryan Garcia, everything that you're complaining about, you agreed to. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's what Ryan Garcia and his fans want. They want Ryan to have his cake and eat it too. They want Ryan to get nobility points for taking this deal. Like, he's done several interviews where he was talking to Showtime people or whoever, and Ryan Garcia was like, yeah, I wanted to make things easy. I just took the deal, and they threw a couple stipulations or whatnot at me, and I took it because I want to get him cornered and I want to knock him out, and I'm gonna knock him out in 2 rounds. I'm gonna show you I'm the best. So you want points for I just took it, but then on the flip side, you just took it, and you want points for being like, for your bravery of you just took it and you didn't make negotiations hard and laborious and tedious. But then on the flip side, you want to complain about it. I mean, just imagine if you hired a painter to paint your house, and then they accept the wage, and then they're like, man, your house is big. Man, it's hot out here. Man, I got to do 2 coats. Man, I got to use a primer. I mean, you're a painter. What are we talking about? You don't get props for doing your job. You said you could do this paint job for X amount of money, $2,500. So shut up and do it. That's I'm from the old school. So there ain't no beat around the bush. I'm telling you what it is. If you're a painter and you can say you could paint this house for $2,500 and you got a guarantee on your work, and you just the customer has to pay for supplies and your crew, then you get it done. You don't get props for saying you can do it and then complain every step of the way. I mean, just imagine if you hired a contractor or a carpenter or a painter or a welder or anything for like some home renovations, and you hired them and they said they could do it, and they just sat there and complained. So it really doesn't work like that. So what Shakur Stevenson and myself have been saying and are saying is completely true. Ryan Garcia looks bad, and we both agree, me and Shakur, that it looks like a built-in excuse. You don't really come across as wildly confident when you just keep complaining and complaining. And it's like a pre-built excuse. And you see this a lot with old media. Old media will throw out the excuse before the damn fight. And the reason they're doing it, because they're not confident. Old media is not confident like they try to act like. So as a result, what they'll do is they'll throw a bunch of, things out there, narratives and talking points. So in the event of what they fear happens, then they have a built-in excuse why they can discredit it. Like, oh, Floyd Mayweather, yeah, he beat Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo was too young. You know, they throw out these things. You know, Floyd should have fought Margarito or something, you know, whatever narrative people want to spin to discredit the fighter. And they do that out of fear. But them same people, the same old media, the same fans, they truly want, and fingers crossed, hoping that Canelo Alvarez wins. You know, same thing with Shakur Stevenson and a ton of other black fighters primarily. Shakur will fight Oscar Valdez, and before the fight, you got all this confidence that Oscar Valdez will win. Then after Shakur whoops him and makes it look easy, then all of a sudden Oscar Valdez was overrated. He wasn't that good. He lost to Robson Conceição, who Shakur also dominated. So that tells you something about the kid from Newark, right? These types of things. So we know the games. Ryan Garcia, it sounds like a pre-built excuse when you keep complaining about that in which you agreed to. You can't have it both ways. Either you're down to fight and you're going to knock him out in 2 rounds, then stop bringing up this weight. You know, you can keep doing it. You know, Ryan's a grown man. I can't tell him what to do and what not to do and what to say and what not to say. However, it's going to look extremely bad on you when you're constantly griping and bemoaning and groaning about this weight that you agreed to. No one's going to feel sorry for you. And if Tank knocks you out, they're going to recycle the clips for many years to come. And that's what the history books will show. So all this old media stuff that they say, like, oh, this person and that, the history books show what it is. You look at the finals in the 90s, it's going to say Michael Jordan won. You know, it's going to say the Chicago Bulls. That's what it's going to say. It's not going to say, oh, but almost. You know, oh, the Pistons, but almost. Oh, the Utah Jazz, but almost. It's going to say what it was. And that's the same thing with boxing. May the best man win. Tank, Ryan Garcia. All these excuses got to stop. And the other thing that I'm not really understanding about this weight thing is the catch weight. You guys have to understand the catch weight was something that Tank's team did to create middle ground. Tank's side wanted to fight at 135. So people are complaining as if it's like Tank Davis is stipulating Ryan Garcia to death, but that's not even the case. Ryan, all of a sudden, because he had 2 fights at 140, he was trying to act like he couldn't make 135 anymore, even though he's on record saying he can make 135. So they added 1 pound because Tank's the A side. They said, all right, I'll meet you at 136 instead, right? I'm the A side. I call the shots. You want a chance at the throne. You want what everything that I've built and my team has built, then you got to succumb and, you know, give into my direction. That's always how it's been for the A side. Caleb Smith don't call the shots. Canelo call the shots. Yildirim don't call the shots. Canelo call the shots. Caleb Plant, even though he has a name, he didn't call the shots over Canelo. It was Canelo, Canelo, Canelo. Why would it be anything different for Tank? Furthermore, outside of the catch weight, you have the rehydration clause. Both fighters have to make the rehydration. So it's not like it's only detrimental to Ryan and gives Tank an advantage. So the reality of it is this. A lot of the race fans and the racist fans and old media, they want Ryan Garcia. They don't have any faith in him, and they want him to win because they don't like Tank and, oh, he's a woman beater and all this other stuff that they say about Tank Davis. So they're trying to help him out. Any way that they can, they want to help him out. They want to give Ryan Garcia as much ammunition, as much confidence, as much of a chance that as humanly possible to do something with Gervonta Davis. And that's what this boils down to. No more, no less. They are hoping and praying that Ryan Garcia can, quote unquote, pull off a miracle. So they're trying to help him do it. They don't care if he cheats. They don't care if he comes in at 180. They don't want that. But in the real world, if you have leverage, you're going to use it. And that's a stupid strategy for Tank to be the A side and just for whatever reason relinquish all this A side leverage that he's fought in terms of popularity and being a draw from coast to coast. He fought to get these things. Why would you just relinquish that and give that up to Ryan Garcia to give your opponent an advantage? I mean, some of y'all sound stupid. Like if you were in a gang and a rival gang was trying to knock off your people and knock off your gang, Crips and Bloods, you're not going to help the Bloods accomplish their mission by giving them bullets or giving them directions or locations. And you know what I'm saying? You're not going to help assist them to remove you or eliminate your gang. I mean, that's stupid. It's a strategy. But once again, when we're dealing with boxing fans, you're dealing with emotion, and some of y'all act like idiots. We unpack. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.